Hello people, so last week we left off with the register page where we passed the data from the register page to the register parse page, which looks like this. Right now it's just gonna show us the username and password we input from the register page, and now we're gonna store it into a database so that the user can log in afterwards. So right now I'm gonna go to the PHP MyAdmin to create a database called forum. And then inside the forum I'm gonna create a table called users, which will store the information for our users, which is their username and password, and their ID to identify them in the web service. So the first field is going to be ID, which is integer and auto increment, and then the username, and the password. And the primary key will be the ID. So right now we don't have any data inside, but we will store the input from register.php to the database via the register parse.php. So in this page we're gonna communicate with the database and then store the username and password into a database. So now I'm going to create a file that can allow us to communicate with the database, which is called the connect.php. Just give me a moment here. Okay, so what we need in this page is the username, the host for the database, which is if you're hosting the database on a computer, it will be localhost, and then the port will be 3306, and then the database name, which is forum I've just created just now. Then after the database username and password. So we need I'm going to store them into an array. After the database host will be localhost, which refers to this computer because I'm hosting the database on this computer. After the port, which is 3306, and then the database name, which is forum, the database I just created just now. After the database username, which is mine is root with no password. I should name this username. After we'll establish a link to the database, which I will store in this link variable. Connect with the database host with the username and the password. And if this link is successfully established, then we will tell the page that we have successfully connected to the database. If not, we will show the error. going to go into this page to see if there's any problem. So the connect.php. So I have successfully connected to the forum database with a table of users. Now we're gonna use this file and then use this file in the register parse.php and then store the username and password into this database. So right now I don't have to have this shown on the page, and then gonna include the connect file. And then we're gonna have a SQL that will store the username and password into the users table in the forum database. Forum users. Quotation mark and then the username, and then quotation mark and the password. And then gonna query to the database. Then after that, if it's a success, then we'll tell the user that they have successfully registered. With their username. If not, we'll tell them what's wrong. So we'll try now to see if it works. I'm gonna show the error also if there's any problem. Okay, so I'm gonna register this test with the password of password. Okay, so we have successfully registered. And then inside the users table, you can see there's one new row of data, which is the username and password I entered in the register.php. And there's no problem. In the next video, we're gonna do some sanitization to the. We're gonna sanitize the username and password to see if there's any like special characters which won't be allowed, and then gonna specify a minimum length for the password for security purpose, and check if a user has filled in all the blanks. If they didn't fill in the password or the username, then we'll tell them to fill in both the username and password. So that's it for this video. In this video we have established a connection with the database with the connect.php file, and then we have we have stored the username and password from in the register.php to the database using the register parse.php.